All right, we're gonna try this again.
Try this again.
We're doing a test session here to dial it in a little bit better. And meanwhile, I'm gonna look at ordering. I'll just do an example: ordering a PC. So most of the time, I order my PCs from CyberPower PC. I used to build them from just component to stuff, but this is so much easier, and you pretty much get it same price, if not. You know, it just saves a lot of headache in building it, and comes pre-configured, and everything's good to go. So, what I usually do is I go to gaming PCs. I pretty much look for like a mid one. So I don't want to go too high. I don't want to go 2,000. I don't want to go too low. I don't want to go 760. So I usually 1,400 or 1,500 is the starting rig. I usually start with, and then just see if there's any deals going on here. So I'll start with this one here. You just basically go to customize, and from here you can pretty much customize it to anything you would want. So basically, the first thing you pick out is the tower. So there's the depending on your cooling requirements and the space. Here's 120 millimeter or mm 240, and I believe that's the space or the cooling power um, capacity. So middle range 240 here, liquid cooling. I'm going to have it liquid cooled. So the choice that they have for you already selected is usually pre-selected here. See what they have this thing built with. What do they have it built with? Mm-hmm. It is pre-built with. There has to be one selected. Here it is. So they got a 360. So this is that's pretty good. That's a lot. That's more space than I've ordered in the past. Black color and black and red. I don't want red. I'll stay with the white. All right, so it looks like a decent case. And then, I mean, if you want to get fancy, you can upgrade them here. Different options depending on what goes on here. Here's one they're running a special on. The difference is here. Christmas Mega Skits. So they always have things that are on sale. So it's pretty much here just a form factor of what you like. I mean, then you can go down into detail and see more of it, what it looks like. I mean, I'm not too fancy. I don't really care about what the aesthetics look like because I'm never really going to look at it, nor is anyone else. But here it looks like 3 fans you have a capacity of. Well, that's the graphics card in there. And then here we got there's a bigger grill. Sometimes I like to see how many. Here they got 2 USBs. I do a lot of USB stuff. I have way too many. I probably have 20 things, 20 US, 20 capacity, and maybe using like 10 of them. So right here, this one here has, let me see, USB. So they have some on the side here in the front, one, two on the side. I don't see a major difference. So we'll stick with what they had it configured at. Next piece, I mean, you can always, yeah, I don't really need engraving on it. And the lighting, I could care less if it lights up or not. The fans, I usually upgrade the fans to, 3 of them. I do like quiet fans, so if they have silencers on them, it usually is something worth it, but not, I don't think it's worth $45 for extra fans, so maybe like an in-between upgrade here. 49, 39. So I don't want these color fans. Those are standard fan case 20. So probably here. Let's see where they got peak speed function. Let's see what they look like. I mean, they look pretty standard. Fins are normal. See here, you start upgrading. It's supposed to be more silent or more or less hum to them at a certain configuration here. Silence here. Here's the real silence ones. Yeah, you can see they're a different config here. But I don't think fans are worth $40. So we'll just start here with the mid one and get 3 of them in there. And then from here, your CPU, which gigahertz is you want, the i7 6700K. It's pretty much the biggest one out there. The Christmas special on it. I mean, you could save money by downgrading, but as far as the processor, that's pretty much the thing that you want. At least me. I get at the highest I can at the time that it's out. Intel, you have the choice between Intel and AMD. Intel seems to be the one these days, but personal opinion. And then cooling here, basically it's a radiator in your PC to keep it cool. If you can keep your processor cool, you can run it and overclock it and do everything you want to do to it. So usually I do upgrade the cooling capacity here. So we have a bigger capacity here that we can run with the box that we have here. We run up to 360. So I'd probably upgrade it to the $36 version here. Liquid cooled. Let's see what it looks like. Here we go. Why isn't it showing me a picture of it? Oh, there it is. Well, it's pretty much a radiator. So, I mean, Acetec is a pretty good brand, so we'll stick there. We'll come back to it and do a little bit of research more. So the motherboard is pretty important depending on what you want to do. I'm going to switch manufacturers for my graphics cards. I always run, well, now it's AMD, but I always used to run Radeon. I'm going to switch to NVIDIA, and so I'm going to need SLI, which is basically running one on top of another. So with that, I've heard that the MSI motherboards are very good, but you can see here $261. They're very expensive. They're pretty much gaming motherboards. Have a bunch of bells and whistles and aesthetics that I probably don't need. So it's not really worth an extra 261 gigabytes, the standard one. What are you doing, buddy? Thank you. Okay. And so Asus is pretty which ones I've had in the past, but they had me here on the Gigabyte one, so I'm not sure exactly what I would look at there. I'd have to do some more research. Here's an MSI one, $79. That's probably where I want to be in that range. I've read about the Z170A, and at the very end, I'll probably do a lot more research on the actual motherboard. It's an important piece to have to make sure, the longevity of it is. Like I said, my one PC that I'm on right now is about 7, 8, 9 years old. And it's still, now it's on its last leg finally because of when I bought it at the higher end with the motherboard that was expandable. And, I constantly upgraded things and changed out things, power, memory, see you later, buddy, and processor. So go ahead and I definitely want 16 gigs. I'm not messing around. I'm just taking as much memory as I possibly can. Then there's different types of memory depending on, I think it's the 3000 value is the highest. That's how fast it can go. DDR4 is where it's at right now. Let's see if they have any different levels here. These are just name brands. They're all 3000. So I think that's the highest you can get here. 20, and then the megahertz is 2400. So they're all the same speed. So yeah, a 16 gigabits, and probably should balance out the washer. That's the next thing to do. All right, and now here comes the big spend here, which basically is the graphics card. Now there's very expensive ones out these days. The 1080, the GTX 1080. Yeah, see, they're gonna have to add $364 a pop. But I'm sold on the GTX 1070. I want to do a dual card, so that's what we're looking at. That's why I need the SLI support to basically have one on top of another and have both power. I do run triple screens, so from that perspective, I'm trying to get as much as possible. As you can see, I'm already up to $2,100. I figured it would be $2,000 by the time it's said and done. And then the rest of the stuff is pretty much the power, which I want 1,000 watts here for $8. I'll take power is power. I mean, I've had some blowout left and right, but basically, I mean, if you buy some you know, the bigger power supplies, and not, you know, I mean, the Best Buy one's fine, 500, 650 watts, but anything over 750 I've bought, pretty much, knock on wood, has been pretty bulletproof. So different name brands, depending what you like. Corsair is, they make memory. They're a decent name brand, but I mean, power is power in my mind. I haven't had any bad luck with them, although the ones from Best Buy on smaller computers have had bad luck with them. From here, your SSD drive. I have so many drives. I don't really buy any new PC with a drive. I just take mine out from where it's at and put it in the new machine. But you know, you can get terabytes and terabytes of data. I think you can get 2 terabytes up here. Here we go. Yeah, so um, yeah, you don't really need an SSD drive. I have one. So, but anyway, I mean, you can get pretty cheap. I think you can get 128 gigs for, you know, like $50 on Amazon, or, you know, 256K for $84. So these are okay priced, but you know, you can get them. They're a dime a dozen in my book. It does come with the standard drive, the 240 gigabyte standard SSD. So I'll take it only because it's a combo drive, and it comes with, I think it's more data here. Yeah, 2 terabytes. That's a 2 terabyte regular hard drive. So I'll take it for the whatever $14 I could save, or is it $100 minus 101? So 240 stand disk. Well, I could save $100 there if I don't want any drives. Mechanical hard drive, SSD hard drive combo. Not 2 terabytes, so that's a lot of space. That would be awesome. So we'll keep it in there for now. And then the secondary hard drive, I don't need any more hard drives. What else we got here? And the rest is just add-ons. You know, I mean, basically bells and whistles that I never use ever. Wireless WAN you could do, and basically it's a card if you're not going to hook it up to a PC directly and you want to use it like a laptop where you have access to your WAN, but I don't want to lose anything through air, so I hardwire it all the time. Laptop, let's see, screens, I don't need any new screens. I have 3 of them, and everything else. Don't need any keyboards. Don't need any mouses. Other stuff. And you get options for everything. And I don't need, let's see, I don't need the operating system because I have a Windows Pro Edition. They're giving it to you, so no, I just want a formatted hard drive. I'll install the operating system myself. Professional wiring job, it should be somewhat. Why are they asking? Professional wiring for all wiring inside the system. Yeah, they just basically clean it up a little bit more and put more zip ties in it and make it look pretty. But they do usually a good enough job of it anyway. And that's it. So 21,119. So that would be, that's pretty expensive. So, but it's basically the graphics cards that make it. So usually what I do here is I'll save it. Save the config. And send it to myself. This is a 2100. And that's it. And basically, you know, I'll keep my eye out. The verification code, really. Where's the code? Alright, 95007P6. Save. And it sends me a copy. And I'll keep my eye out for specials and check back and see if any of that stuff is on sale after the new year. So I'll take that config, and usually you could probably get about another, I'd try and get this down to like 1800 by the time it's said and done, one way or another. Because the hardware upgrades so quickly that this config in about a month or two might be reduced because of the new hardware that's out. So I know this is a good enough config for what I want long term, and but basically in 2 months that price will come down. So that's a quick and dirty way to order a PC online, and now that hopefully everything recorded and it's a test. Thanks for tuning in.